Look around you. See the different things that are present all around you. You might be sitting on a chair right now, looking into your laptop or computer. There might be books on the table, a glass of water, a pencil kept, a clock on the wall, calendar maybe. There would be a fan on your ceiling. There might be a shelf of trophies and balls, steam coming out of a hot teapot, and so on. So these are the different things that you might see all around you. So everything that you see around you is matter. Matter is everything that is around us. But what is matter? Let's see. Matter occupies space. So when you keep the books, the glass of water, the pencil, the computer on your table, they occupy some space on the table. Similarly, a carton gets filled when you place more and more books because they occupy some space in the carton. So matter is anything that occupies space. Matter has mass. You hold one book, you start holding more number of books, it becomes heavy because matter has mass. As you keep increasing the number of books, it becomes heavier and heavier. Matter may also be perceived by our senses, the sense of touch, the sense of smell or sight. So it is also perceived by the senses. So matter is anything that occupies space, it has mass, and it may be perceived by senses. What happens if you enter an empty room? There appears to be nothing in an empty room. So does it mean that there is no matter in an empty room? Let's see. Let's try to demonstrate it with an experiment. You take a bottle which is full of water. If you add more water to the bottle, you see that the water overflows. Similarly, if you have an empty bottle, well, the empty bottle appears to be empty, but there is air inside it. You try to blow in more air, you might not be able to see any change. Well, let's try to see if there is air present inside the empty bottle with the help of an experiment. Take an empty bottle which has a small neck. Take a small paper ball. That paper ball may be made out of a paper taken out of your register or a tissue paper. Make a small round paper ball and place the paper ball on the neck of this empty bottle. Now, keep this bottle on the table, bend downwards, and the purpose of this experiment is that you are trying to blow in this paper ball inside the bottle. So when you try to blow inside air, you'll observe that as you blow in air, the paper ball flies out of the bottle. Why did this happen? So when you had a bottle which was full of water, you added more water, the water overflowed. Similarly, an empty bottle which appeared empty, it had air in it. When it was full of air and you just blow in air, you are not able to observe a change. But when you try to demonstrate it with the help of a paper ball, you blow in air, the bottle is already full of air. So the extra air overflows. And that is why the paper ball gushes out of the bottle. So the empty bottle or an empty room, which we see empty, that is, it appears there is nothing inside them, they have air. Now we'll try to justify that is air matter? So we know matter is something that occupies space, it has mass, and it may be perceived by senses. So let's see if air is matter. We pump air inside a deflated balloon. Observe what happens. As more and more air is pumped inside the deflated balloon, the volume of balloon starts to increase and also the mass of the balloon increases. So you see that air has mass and it occupies volume. Now let's see if it can be perceived by the senses. So if you bring an inflated balloon in front of your face and release it, yes, you realize that it can be perceived by the senses. So yes, we saw that air has mass, it occupies volume, and it may be perceived. That is, we were able to perceive it by our senses, and so air is matter. Democritus, a Greek philosopher, years back came up with the concept of atoms. Atoms comes from the Greek word atomos, which means indivisible. So anything, any matter that is present around us, when it is divided, the final stage up to which it can be divided is atoms. This is the smallest indivisible unit of all forms of matter. So everything in the world around us, from a tall Eiffel Tower to the books, to chair, to table, even the living organisms, an insect, plant, animal, including us, we are all made up of atoms. So atom is the smallest unit of all forms of matter, be it living or non-living.